There is a new twist in all of this back and forth over when a coronavirus vaccine could be ready here in the U.S.
This week, President Trump released a timeline saying the vaccine would be ready next month, but the director of the CDC says that likely won't happen until the middle of next year. Now White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows is chiming in favor of the president.
While Dr. Redfield may have a timeline in mind, to my knowledge, he hasn't had intimate discussions with those processes. He may be
Meadows suggesting the CDC hasn't been all that involved as pharmaceutical companies race to develop a vaccine. President Trump's Democratic challenger, Joe Biden, and his VP pick, Kamala Harris, also weighing in. They are accusing the president of politicizing the vaccine and undermining the public trust.
He said to the American people, it's a hoax. We would have embraced fact. We would have listened to the scientists.
The Trump administration says the first 100 million doses of the vaccine would be set aside for frontline workers and the most vulnerable. The next step would be to have about 300 million doses ready to go in January. So the question is it realistic to have a vaccine ready by next month? NBC7 spoke with a local scientist to try and get some more perspective on the issue.
I don't think that's quite as of a time frame that would be realistic. You know, they have to unblind the clinical trials and be able to assess with statistics that the protection provided by the vaccine is statistically significant, and that there is a certain level of confidence for how well that vaccine will protect a population. Historically, vaccines have taken years from conception to clinical trials to distribution to the public. But over all the years that we've been engaged in vaccine development, we've learned a lot about the vaccine types and delivery systems.
So there are 3 drug makers in late-stage testing for a potential vaccine. Here's where they stand right now with their timelines. Moderna announcing yesterday they expect to know if the vaccine they're working on will be good to go by November. The CEO telling CNBC the company could have enough data by next month, but saying that's very unlikely. The second drug maker is Pfizer. Earlier this month, Pfizer also said it may have results from its trial as early as October. And the last company, AstraZeneca, that company said last week they expect to know if their vaccine will work by the end of the year. You'll recall, though, they did have a brief pause in research when a patient in their study got sick.